Good morning. Welcome to Tuesday. Welcome back to my channel. This is Bookeemonsters. My name is PK, and we started about a minute early because there are so many books to go through. Today is Tuesday, December 5th, and on Tuesdays we look at mysteries, and for some reason there are a lot this week. It is wonderful, but there's a lot to get through. So let's jump in immediately. I hope you're having a good start to your day if you are starting out your day. If you're watching this later, I hope it's going okay for you. We do have sprints tonight at 6:05 Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern. Let me get rid of this banner. All right. First up is Dissolved by Sarah Bladel. This is a translation from Denmark. Everything is peaceful in Tomrup, Denmark, until a young mother disappears in the middle of an idyllic summer day. There's no trace of the missing woman when Chief Superintendent Liam Stark and Superintendent Dia Torp are called to investigate. The small town is on edge. Rumors begin to fly, and blame is cast on Charlotte's husband, who was the last to see her. When another person goes missing and Liam and Dia find a strange note linking the second missing person to the first crime, they suspect the disappearances may be the work of a serial killer. As the investigation continues, dark secrets about the victims from the past are revealed. Is someone targeting them because of this? As more people vanish, it's a race against time for Liam and Dia, who find themselves face to face with horrifying footage that reveals what is happening to the victims and what will happen to future victims if they can't stop the killer. That is Dissolved by Sarah Bladel and translated by Mads Peter Nordbo. I do like that cover. Hi, Mary. Happy Tuesday. Don't laugh, but I have already written some stuff in chat for the sprint tonight. I got the wrong session. It may be a long day. Yeah. That's okay. All right. Five Bad Deeds by Kaz Freer. Mystery slash thriller. This is a standalone psychological thriller, a gripping tale of revenge, loyalty, and the secrets hidden between the walls of the most beautiful home in town. Ellen Walsh has done something very, very bad. If only she knew what it was. Teacher, mother, wife, and all round good citizen, Ellen is juggling nonstop commitments from raising a teen and two toddlers to job hunting to finally renovating her dream home, the Meadow House. Amidst the chaos, an ominous note arrives in the mail declaring, "People have to learn there are consequences, Ellen, and I'm going to teach you that lesson right under your nose." Why would someone send her this? Ellen has no clue. She's no angel, a white lie here, an occasional sharp tongue there, but nothing to incur the wrath of an anonymous enemy. She'd never intentionally hurt anyone. But intention doesn't matter to someone. Someone blames this supposedly good person for all the bad they've experienced. And maybe they have reason to, because few of us get through life without leaving a black mark on someone else's. Could the five bad deeds that come to haunt Ellen explain why things have gone so terribly wrong? As she races to discover who's set on destroying her reputation and her future, Ellen continues to receive increasingly threatening messages, each one hitting closer to everything she cherishes. For the Last Time by Heidi Perks. When Aaron and Will walk into Maggie's office for a marriage counseling session, Maggie believes they are an ordinary couple with ordinary problems communication, intimacy, the usual. But as Maggie struggles to get the couple to open up about what brought them here, she begins to sense that not all is as it seems. When Aaron mentions something connected to Maggie's past that she couldn't possibly know, Maggie is disturbed and confused. Why does Aaron know anything about Maggie's long missing sister? Aaron is connected to her somehow, and Maggie is no longer trying to fix the couple's marriage. She's trying to uncover her own truth. Maggie knows her code of ethics as a therapist should immediately stop her from working with this couple, but she's desperate for answers about her sister's disappearance, and she can't resist using her position to delve deeper into Aaron's memories and what she might know. Aaron and Will might not be what they seem, but neither is Maggie. That was For the Last Time by Heidi Perks. I usually like Scandinavian mysteries, always sort of dark, but usually well written. Absolutely. Absolutely. Here in the Dark by Alexis Solosky. A dark and stylish novel of psychological suspense about a young theater critic drawn into a dangerous game that blurs the lines between reality and performance. Vivian Perry likes the dark. A former actress, she now works as the junior theater critic at a major Manhattan magazine. Her nights are spent beyond the lights in a reserved seat, giving herself over to the shows she loves. By day, she savages them with words sharper than a knife. Angling for promotion, she reluctantly agrees to an interview, a conversation that reveals secrets she thought she had long since buried. Then her interviewer disappears, and she learns from his devastated fiance that she was the last person to have seen him alive. When the police refuse to investigate, Vivian does what she promised herself she would never do again. She plays a part. Assuming the role of amateur detective, she turns her critical gaze toward an unsanitary private eye, a sketchy internet startup, a threatening financier, fake blood, and one very real corpse. As she nears the final act, she finds that the boundaries between theater and the real world are more tenuous and more dangerous than even she could have believed. That is Here in the Dark by Alexis Solosky. Make Me a Liar by Melissa Landers. This is a mystery thriller young adult. Veronica Mars gets a fantastical twist in this novel about a girl with a transferable consciousness, yeah, who uses her power for good only to have it turned on her when someone uses her body to commit murder. Now she must solve the crime before the killer comes after her, caught red-handed for a crime she didn't commit. It's an open secret at Harvey Davis High School that Tia Dante can solve all your problems, for a fee, of course. Very Veronica Mars. As one of the few blessed with the genetic gift of transferable consciousness, she can slip inside your mind and do your dirty work. Humiliate your cheating boyfriend, bring a bully to his knees, tell your boss where to stick it, and then return your body with no one the wiser. But they have to deal with the consequences. No task is too awkward, and unlike the competition, she takes care of business without peeking at your goods. Her rules are simple: pay in full, don't report her side hustle to the government, and let her gorge on all the foods that would otherwise send her and her weak stomach fleeing to the nearest bathroom. Everything is going smoothly during a routine job until Tia catches a breaking news broadcast. Live video footage coverage of her body murdering the town prosecutor in cold blood. With the crime caught on camera and no concrete alibi, Tia is forced to ask her infuriating gorgeous ex to help clear her name and bring the criminal who hijacked her unconscious body to justice. But they quickly find the heat is on in more ways than one as their investigation unearths multiple scandals, massive corruption, and more than a few stray bullets. That is a very strange concept. That is Make Me a Liar by Melissa Lander. Missing by Savannah Brown. We're going through these quickly because there are a lot here. And a partridge in a pear tree. Absolutely. All this. Tactful. Missing by Savannah Brown. This is a mystery thriller and young adult. A brooding atmospheric novel about a missing singer, a strange isolated island, and the teenage runaway determined to uncover the truth. When fledgling singer Roxy Rains vanishes from the tiny resort of Sandown, the island's locals refuse to talk about it to any outsiders, dismissing Roxy as a teenage runaway. 30 years later, 17-year-old Mona Perry is convinced there's something more sinister at play. Armed with a suitcase and a microphone to record her findings for her podcast's listeners, the troubled teen is on a deadline. One hot summer is all she has to get to the bottom of Roxy's story. Because, 30 years, nobody learned anything. But as Mona gets down into the strange goings on of this isolated community, it becomes clear that nothing is as it seems, least of all Mona's own past and the disappearance of someone else, someone much closer to her. Dot, 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 dot. And that is Missing by Savannah Brown. Perfect Little Lives by Amber and Danielle Brown. On Asher Lane, Some Secrets Are Worth Killing For. Simone's mother was murdered when she was 13. When her father was convicted, everything changed. Overnight, Simone went from living in a wealthy white neighborhood to scraping by. 10 years later, Simone has given up on her dreams and lives a quiet life, writing book reviews and getting serious with her boyfriend. With a true crime documentarian hounding her for a scoop and a surprise encounter with her childhood next door neighbor, Hunter, the past seems set on haunting her. And after Hunter reveals that his father and her mother had a years long affair, Simone is determined to find out who really killed her mother. Simone is convinced that all the evidence points to Hunter's father, a renowned judge who had everything to lose if his affair and his nascent love child came to light. Playing the game from all sides, Simone enlists Hunter's help in her investigation into his family, whether he realizes it or not. But is she so desperate for closure that she'll risk imploding her carefully rebuilt life? And that is Perfect Little Lives. Sniffing Out Murder. Did we look at this one? Yes, we did. Tag You're Dead by Catherine Foxfield. Hang on, coffee. Money, revenge, obsession, and fame. Everyone has their own reasons for wanting to win in this tense thriller with where only one will emerge victorious and alive. When teen reality star Anton Fraser unveils his latest stunt, a live streamed citywide game of tag in which the prize is to be one of his personal assistants. That doesn't sound like a prize. His fans go wild. The whole world is watching. The contestants are outfitted with body cams, GPS trackers, and pressure sensors that, if activated by a competitor, will send them out of the running. They venture into nighttime urban jungle to hunt each other down. Four contestants in particular have alternative motives for being there, secret reasons to want to win despite the risk: money, revenge, obsession, and fame. And one of them will stop at nothing to be the victor at the end of this adrenaline and fear-fueled night. That is Tag You're Dead by Catherine Foxfield. The Curse of Penrith Hall. Kind of like the cover on that one. By Jess Armstrong. This is a gothic mystery. Oh, we looked at this one. We did. We looked at this last week. I believe. Hmm. After the Great War, American heiress Ruby Vaughn made a life for herself running a rare bookstore alongside her octogenarian employer and housemate in Exeter. She's always avoided dwelling on the past, even before the war, but it always was a way of finding. But it always has a way of finding her. When Ruby is forced to deliver a box of books to a folk healer living deep in the Cornish countryside, she's brought back to the one place she swore she'd never return. A more sensible soul would have delivered the package and left without rehashing old wounds. But no one has ever accused Ruby of being sensible. Thus begins her visit to Penrith Hall. A foreboding fortress, Penrith Hall is home to Ruby's once dearest friend Tamsin and her husband Sir Edward Chenoweth. It's an unsettling place, and after a more unsettling evening, Ruby is eager to depart. But her plans change when Penrith's bells ring for the first time in 30 years. Edward is dead. He met a gruesome end in the orchard, and with his death brings whispers of a returned curse. It also brings Ruan Cavell, the person whose books brought her to Cornwall, the one the locals call a peller, the man they believe can break the curse. Ruby doesn't believe in curses or pellers, or plars, I don't know. But this is Cornwall, and to these villagers, the curse is anything but lore, and they believe it will soon claim its next victim, Tamsin. To protect her friend, Ruby must work alongside the peller to find out what really happened in the orchard that night. The Engagement Party by Darby Kane. And then there were None meets I Know What You Did Last Summer. A twisty thriller set on a private island in Maine where secrets piled upon secrets and lies upon lies are all revealed in one fateful weekend. Emily Hunt went missing from her affluent liberal arts school on graduation weekend. Her body was found floating in a river, and a quiet loner who most people on campus really didn't know died by suicide. A tenuous link, one text, bound the two dead students together and was enough for law enforcement to close the case. But they got it wrong, and now someone is determined to set it right. 12 years later, college friends gather to celebrate an engagement over a long overdue getaway on a swanky private island in Maine, with only one way in and one way out. Sierra Prescott, invited as a guest and unconnected to past events, is the only person who soon senses not is all what it seems. The tension in the air is ignited when they find a dead man in the trunk of a car with a note, "Time to tell the truth." And things only get worse as a torrential storm strands them together, as it always does. The group's buried secrets begin to surface, and secrets are bartered. To survive this deadly party, they'll need to stop a killer before they become prey. And that is The Engagement Party by Darby Kane. A Hunger Games feel too. Yeah, that one did. Like the cover on Curse too. Yeah, it's very pretty, pretty, pretty. The Folly by Gemma Amor. This is a Bram Stoker Award nominee. British Fantasy Award. Gothic mystery that will haunt you long after the final page is turned, and it is only 240 pages. Morgan always knew her father Owen never murdered her mother and has spent the last 6 years campaigning for his release from prison. Finally, he is set free, but they can no longer live in the house that was last decorated by her mother's blood. Salvation comes in the form of a tall, dark, and notorious decorative granite tower on the Cornish coastline known only as the Folly. The owner makes them an offer. Take care of the Folly, and you can live there. It's an offer too good to refuse. At first, the Folly is idyllic, but soon a stranger arrives who acts like Morgan's mother, talks like her mother, and wears her dead mother's clothes. Is this stranger hell-bent on vengeance, in touch with her restless mother's spirit itself, or simply just deranged? And most importantly, what exactly happened the night Morgan's mother died? That is The Folly by Gemma Amor. The Jazzy Club Spy by Roberta Rich. Yeah, I do like gothic-y things. I guess I just never make time for them a whole lot. Roberta Rich, The Jazz Club Spy. A fresh and sweeping historical novel following a Jewish woman attempting to bring justice to her family on the eve of World War II. New York City, 1939. At the height of the Great Depression, a time when President Roosevelt is trying to keep America out of World War II, Giddy Brodsky is lucky to have a job as a cigarette girl at a Manhattan jazz club. Nevertheless, she dreams of establishing a cosmetics business and leaving the poverty-stricken Lower East Side tenements behind. She has lived there with her family ever since they fled Russia, forced to emigrate after a group of Cossacks burned down their village, and her memories continue to haunt her. Giddy tries to focus on the future until during an evening streetcar ride, she thinks she recognizes one of the Cossacks who changed her life forever. Determined to get answers, she enlists the help of Carter van der Zalm, the chief commissioner of immigration at Ellis Island, who is hunting the same man. He suspects the Russian is involved in an assassination plot that will destroy American and Soviet relations, and he enlists Giddy to moonlight as a spy for him. When she finally tracks down the man they're both seeking, she finds herself in the middle of a shocking political conspiracy that changes everything she once held true. And that is The Jazz Club Spy. All right. And The Little Old Lady Strikes Back by Katharina Engelman Sundberg. Okay. This is the fourth in a series. Martha and the infamous League of Pensioners are back. After stealing some priceless Russian jewels from the Stockholm auction house, Martha and her gang flee to the small village of Hemavid to lie low. But what they find is a village in crisis, so they decide they want to help revive the place. But to do so, the village needs money. In steps, the League of Pensioners arrange in steps, the League of Pensioners to arrange events to attract paying tourists. I don't know. That's not a sentence. Which, oh my God. Grammar. which all turns out to be a rather delicate and dramatic balancing act when you are wanted by the police. Even when the school is about to be closed, they step up to put on classes in technology, seamanship, and entrepreneurship so that the students can start companies and create new jobs and hopefully a future. Having donned the mantle of guerrilla fighters, come to save Sweden's countryside from depopulation, w- and a comma and then a capital double. Oh my god, who wrote this? Will they be able to help the villagers get the attention of the politicians to save the village without being caught? The grammar police throws so many red flags on that one. The Other Mothers by Catherine Faulkner. Thriller about murder, class, and motherhood in a London exclusive London community. When a young Nanny is found dead in mysterious circumstances, new mom Tash is intrigued. She has been searching for a story to launch her career as a freelance journalist, but she has also been searching for something else, new friends to help her navigate motherhood. She sees them at her son's new playgroup, The Other Mothers, a group of sleek, sophisticated women who live in a neighborhood of tree lined avenues and stunning houses. The sort of mothers Tosh herself would like to be. When the mothers welcome her into their circle, Tash discovers the kind of life she has always dreamt of. Their elegant London townhouses, a far cry from her cramped basement flat and endless bills. She is quickly swept up into their wealthy world via coffees, cocktails, and playdates. But when another young woman is found dead, it's clear there's much more to the community than meets the eye. The more Tosh investigates, the more she's led uncomfortably close to the other mothers. Are these women really her friends? No. Or is there another more dangerous reason why she has been so quickly accepted into their exclusive world? Who exactly is investigating who? That is The Other Mothers by Catherine Faulkner. The Wide World by Pierre Lemaitre. Lemaitre? An electrifying novel of passion, greed, murder, and revenge. The Pelletiers are a prominent French family living in 1948 Beirut. The patriarch, Louis, has built a successful business that he hopes to pass on to his eldest son. With no head for management, Jean nearly sinks the company, then marries a materialistic young woman who insists they emigrate to Paris and join high society. But there's another reason Jean must leave. He has committed a terrible crime. Youngest son Etienne is sent to make his fortune in Saigon. There he begins investigating a covert scheme to channel smuggled goods and cash to the Viet Minh. But the evidence he collects presents a real threat to his own life. Francois, the middle brother, arrives in Paris and becomes a journalist. His career takes off when he starts covering the brutal murder of an actress that seems part of a pattern of killings, but the killer he's chasing may be closer to him than he realizes. 18-year-old Helene follows her brothers to Paris seeking adventure and soon throws herself into the dissolute life of an art student, but she must grow up fast when she is called upon to travel to Indochina and continue the investigation Etienne started. Epic in scope, no kidding, and a vivid depiction of French life in the booming post-war years is a riveting saga, blah, blah, blah. Holy moly. And it's 512 pages, so it better be hefty because that is a lot packed into. Hi, Hermione. Good morning. Woofda. That was a lot. And that's not all there were. There are others that we haven't even gotten to. But I was about to say, the alarm is about to go. We'll probably pick up on these maybe Friday. Uh, I mean, it's a good week for a lot of new releases, which is fantastic. A lot to get through in 25 minutes. All right, so tomorrow morning, we'll be looking at, let's see, tomorrow is Wednesday. So we'll be looking at romances, and there's probably a lot of those too. These are the books, maybe they're releasing in bunches because Christmas is coming, and that's when people like to splurge a little bit or give gifts. Anywho, tonight there are sprints at 6:05 Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern. It'll go for 2.5 hours. Bring your own book project or just close your eyes and meditate from the day that you've had, whatever kind of day you have. I hope you have a good day. I hope you're reading good books. If you're not reading good books, it's okay to set it aside. You don't get good person points for reading something you're not liking. Give you permission. There's a lot of books out there to read that might be the right time for that book. Another quick session. Hope everyone has a great day and hope to see you later. I'll have to duck out a little early, but we'll make it for a while. Oh, good. I will see you there. And as the banner says, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day. God bless.